Coffin. A long, narrow box in which a dead body is buried or cremated.
棺材
Coherent. Logical and consistent, clear and easy to understand.
连贯的
Coincide. To occur at the same time or place.
同时发生
Coincidence. A remarkable concurrence of events or circumstances without apparent causal connection.
巧合
Collective. Done by people acting as a group.
集体的
Collector. A person who collects things of a specified type, professionally or as a hobby.
收集者
Collide. To hit with force when moving.
碰撞冲突
Collision. An instance of one moving object or person striking violently against another.
碰撞冲突
Colloquial. Used in ordinary or familiar conversation, not formal or literary.
口语的
Columnist. A journalist who writes regular articles for a newspaper or magazine.
专栏作家
Commemorate. To honor the memory of a person or event, with a ceremony or object.
纪念
Commence. To begin or start.
开始
Commentary. A set of explanatory or critical notes on a text or event.
评论
Commitment. A pledge or promise to do something.
承诺
Communicative. Willing, eager, or able to talk or impart information.
畅谈的
Companionship. The feeling of fellowship or friendship.
伴侣关系
Comparable. Able to be likened to another, similar.
可比较的比得上的
Comparative. Measured or judged by comparison.
比较的
Compatible. Able to exist or work together without conflict.
相容的
Compensate. To give someone something, typically money, in recognition of loss, suffering, or injury incurred.
补偿
Compensation. Something, typically money, awarded to someone in recognition of loss, suffering, or injury.
补偿金
Competence. The ability to do something successfully or efficiently.
胜任
Competent. Having the necessary ability, knowledge, or skill to do something successfully.
能干的
Compile. To produce a list, book, report, etc., by assembling information collected from other sources.
编辑
Complement. A thing that completes or brings to perfection.
补充物
Complexion. The natural color, texture, and appearance of a person's skin, especially of the face.
面色
Complexity. The state or quality of being intricate or complicated.
复杂性
Complication. A circumstance that complicates something, a difficulty.
复杂化并发症。
Component. A part or element of a larger whole, especially a part of a machine or vehicle.
零件成分。
Comprehensive. Complete and including everything that is necessary.
无所不包的，有理解力的。
Comprise. To consist of, be made up of.
包括。
Concede. To admit that something is true or valid after first denying or resisting it.
勉强承认。
Conceit. Excessive pride in oneself.
自满。
Conception. The forming or devising of a plan or idea.
观念创始。
Concession. A thing that is granted, especially in response to demands, a thing conceded.
让步租借。
Concise. Giving a lot of information clearly and in a few words, brief but comprehensive.
简明的。
Condense. To make something denser or more concentrated.
压缩浓缩。
Confer. To grant, a title, degree, benefit, or right.
授予学位等。
Confidential. Intended to be kept secret.
机密的。
Conform. To comply with rules, standards, or laws.
遵守符合。
Confrontation. A hostile or argumentative situation between opposing parties.
对抗。
Congressman, Congresswoman. A member of the U.S. Congress.
美国国会议员。
Conquest. The act of conquering a country or group of people.
征服。
Conscientious. Wishing to do what is right, especially to do one's work or duty well and thoroughly.
凭良心的。
Consensus. General agreement among a group of people.
一致合意。
Conservation. The action of conserving something, especially the environment.
保育。
Consolation. Comfort received by a person after a loss or disappointment.
安慰。
Conspiracy. A secret plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful.
阴谋。
Constituent. Being a part of a whole, a member of a constituency.
组成的选民。
Consultation. A meeting with an expert or professional in order to seek advice.
咨询。
Consumption. The using up of a resource.
消耗。
Contemplation. The action of looking thoughtfully at something for a long time.
沉思。
Contestant. A person who takes part in a contest or competition.
竞争者角逐者。
Contractor. A person or company that undertakes a contract to provide materials or labor to perform a service. Or do a job.
承包商。
Contradict. To assert the opposite of a statement made by someone.
与矛盾
Contradiction. A combination of statements, ideas, or features that are opposed to one another.
矛盾
Controversial. Giving rise or likely to give rise to public disagreement.
可疑的
Controversy. Disagreement, typically when prolonged, public, and heated.
争议
Conviction. A formal declaration that someone is guilty of a criminal offense, a firmly held belief or opinion.
定罪信念
Coordinate. To bring the different elements of a complex activity or organization into a harmonious or efficient relationship.
协调
Cordial. Warm and friendly.
热忱的
Core. The central or most important part of something.
果核核心
Corporate. Relating to a large company or group.
公司的团体的
Corps. A main subdivision of an armed force in the field, consisting of 2 or more divisions.
兵团军队
Corpse. A dead body, especially of a human being.
尸体
Correspondent. A person who writes letters to a person or a newspaper, especially on a regular basis, in agreement or harmony.
通信者一致的
Corruption. Dishonest or fraudulent conduct by those in power, typically involving bribery.
腐化贪污
Cosmetic. Relating to treatment intended to improve a person's appearance.
化妆用的
Cosmetics. Products applied to the body, especially the face, to improve appearance.
化妆品
Cosmopolitan. Familiar with and at ease in many different countries and cultures.
世界性的
Counterpart. A person or thing holding a position or performing a function that corresponds to that of another person or thing in another place.
对应的人或物
Coverage. The extent to which something deals with or applies to something else.
覆盖范围
Covet. To yearn to possess or have something.
垂涎贪图
Cramp. A painful involuntary contraction of a muscle or muscles, to restrict or inhibit.
加钳束缚抽筋
Credibility. The quality of being trusted and believed in.
可信度
Credible. Able to be believed, convincing.
可信的
Criterion. A principle or standard by which something may be judged or decided.
标准准则
Crook. To bend or cause to bend.
弯曲呈钩形
Crooked. Bent or twisted out of shape or out of place.
歪的弯曲的诈欺的
Crucial. decisive or critical, especially in the success or failure of something.
决定性的
Crude. In a natural or raw state, not yet processed or refined.
天然的生的
Cruise. To sail about in an area without a precise destination, especially for pleasure.
巡航航游
Cruiser. A large motorboat designed for pleasure cruising.
游艇
Crumb. A small fragment of bread, cake, or cracker.
面包屑
Crumble. To break or fall apart into small fragments.
粉碎崩溃
Crust. The tough outer part of a loaf of bread or the earth's outer shell.
派饼皮地壳
Cultivate. To prepare and use, land, for crops or gardening, to nurture growth.
培育
Cumulative. Increasing or increased in quantity, degree, or force by successive additions.
累计的
Customary. According to the customs or usual practices associated with a particular society, place, or set of circumstances.
惯例的